When I was growing up, Luke Skywalker was the man. He wasn't just the man, he was the man with the tools. What's crazy, these tools are actually going from fantasy to reality. What's up, Luke? You mind scooting over a little? Actually, I'm a little crowded here. Okay, what are we looking at? Oh yeah. Yeah, that's definitely a threat. Luke? Luke? Why aren't you talking to me, Luke? All right, well, that's obviously a fantasy. I can't relive my childhood, but the technology is real. The technology I'm talking about is ATN's Binox 4K. These are fully electronic binoculars with a 4K sensor and full HD video recording capabilities. Announced at the SHOT Show earlier in 2019, this year these have only very recently become publicly available. These binoculars are an actual implementation of the vision of the future that George Lucas painted in the 1977 film Star Wars. Totally amazing and very exciting. So in this video, what I want to do is give you an overview of what's included with these binoculars, give you a kind of blow-by-blow on the features and the technology. We'll take a look at some of the video footage that I've recorded in the field, and then we'll see how these binoculars interface with ATN scopes through BICS to exchange range data in the field in real time. So what you'll see when you open the box is the following. The binoculars come in this case that you can use in the field. It's a nice protective case. Obviously the binoculars themselves, there's a strap, like a neck strap kind of a thing. And then you've got your USB-C cable. This is the same cable that comes with the Thor 4 scope, the X-Sight Pro 4K. Love the fact that it's USB-C. Plug it into any USB port. Does not come with the wall adapter or the car adapter, but you probably have a bunch of those laying around anyways. There's covers for the lenses on the front there. You've got a lens cleaning cloth and then two pieces of literature. There's the full manual and the quick start guide. If you go through the quick start guide, it's going to guide you through the process of charging the unit, turning it on, adjusting the focus for the actual display elements with these eyepiece focus knobs, and then there's a main focus knob here depending on what distance you're looking at to bring things into sharp focus. So that's what's included. Let's talk features, functionality, and technology. Quick tour of the exterior. First, we've got the primary buttons. There's 5 of them. The middle is for selecting and for entering the carousel mode. Up and down are for up and down on menus, also for increasing and decreasing magnification when viewing. Left and right are for left and right navigation with menus or with the carousel, and left for a single tap in normal viewing mode will take a picture. Right in normal viewing mode will start and stop video recording. The power button turns on and off the device and is also used with a single tap to actuate the laser rangefinder. We've got the eyepieces with their focus knobs. These are independently movable to suit the distance between your eyes. And then we've got the focus, which is rotating this barrel on the right-hand side. We've got the lenses, the infrared illuminator, the laser rangefinder, optics, and then on the back, we've got a 1/4-20 jack for a tripod. Over here on the right side, we've got our micro SD slot. You see I have a card in there, and we also have the USB-C charging port. So let me do a quick walkthrough of the binoculars themselves physically. So you've got a rubberized exterior. They're a little bit longer than the binoculars that I'm used to using, but I'm also used to carrying both optical binoculars and a separate laser rangefinder, which I've found to be cumbersome. Very much looking forward to having these two together as one unit for my hunting, and of course being able to record video when hunting. It's full HD video. The video quality is very good. I'll show you a little clip here of that, and that's going to be a big enhancement in the hunting stories that I'm able to tell. The glassing the slopes, the tracking, all of the action leading up to taking the shot. Using the laser rangefinder that's built into the Binox 4K. You just tap the power button, you're going to get some crosshairs kind of in the middle. It'll show you what the range is, and then if you have Bluetooth turned on, and if you have your scope turned on, I've used this with my X-Sight Pro 4K, more on that in just a little bit. It will use BICS to beam the distance over to the scope, automatically updates the scope's range, and if you have all of your ballistics data input, a good 0, ballistic coefficient, scope height, all that, you'll be on target. That's where the whole system comes into play and where this is really a game changer. So it's got the laser rangefinder, it's got a built-in IR illuminator, and day-night mode. The night mode footage is flat out amazing. I was really surprised at what I could see and the level of detail and the quality of the image at night. This is going to be a really great scope scanning tool and scouting tool at night, and a great complement to the Thor 4, which has thermal night vision. And of course the Bix will work with that scope as well. So this is going to be a completely killer setup for hunting. I can't wait to do some more big game hunting with it. It's got dual stream video, so if you're using the Obsidian 4 app, for instance, you're going to be able to see what someone else is seeing while they're using the binoculars. A great team hunting scenario, scouting scenario, that kind of thing. And the battery life is probably one of the biggest things. I've been impressed with the battery life on the X-Sight Pro 4K scope. It lasts for hours. I've had it on practically all day and still have plenty of battery left. This device has 15 hours of battery life, and based on how I've been using it, I believe that's feasible. I haven't tested it for all 15 hours. That would be a separate test to do. And I'll have more follow-up information on this device as well. On the bottom side, you've got a 1/4-20 tapped hole. This is going to accept camera plates. I'm using a Manfrotto quick change plate. It just screws right into the bottom. If you have a tripod with a stud, a fixed 1/4-20 stud that rotates, you can use that as well. So once that's tightened, you can just click this into your tripod, which I've actually done. I'll show you some of the footage that I took with the tripod. That really helps, because with a rifle, you got to keep in mind, it's a lot more stable because of how long it is, and you've got a really, long grip on it. Whereas with binoculars, they're a little bit more free floating, and with a tripod, you can get really good footage. So if you're going to go out hunting, if you're going to go out scouting, you might want to use this attachment, tripod with or without the quick change, to further smooth out the footage that you're going to get. So that is kind of an overall high-level walkthrough of the features and the technology. Let's take a look at how this device interfaces with the X-Sight Pro 4K in the field while we're shooting. What I've got here is a CMMG Resolute 300 AR-15 chambered in 350 Legend. I just featured this AR-15 on the channel with the X-Sight Pro 4K, and now things get better with Binox 4K and Bix between the two. So what I want to demo for you is a quick near-far hunting scenario. Let me show you how this is going to work. So if we acquire the target, we're going to notice in the upper left-hand corner we're at 302 yards. So that's not going to work. Now, if we were glassing here and we had taken a look at where this bottle is situated, I can range this. It's going to acquire it, communicate with the scope. Now we're on 16 yards. Now we can take our shot. Got it. Okay, so in the far scenario, let's say a deer strolls by at 100 yards. I happen to have a steel target set up at 100 yards. So if I'm glassing the slopes here, I'm going to adjust my focus. Okay, so it says 90, and now I need to adjust the focus on the scope. Okay, so now we're focused on the scope, and you'll notice we're now at 90 yards on the scope as well. Am I feeling lucky? Got it! So that would not be possible if we didn't have Bix, because when you've got a really close target with your scope height and your parallax, you need to have specific offsets to that. It's all built into the ATN scope. Then we go out to 100, 200, 300, 500 yards. It doesn't matter. As long as our dope is correct in the scope, we're able to see with these, with the laser rangefinder, out to 1,000 yards. So that's how the scope works in the field. You're going to see this technology in more videos to come. So you can see when you take a quick distance reading in the field with the integrated laser rangefinder, that distance is beamed over to the scope instantly over BIX, and you've already entered the ballistics data into the scope. You raise the rifle, you're on target. And what's more, you're able to capture the scouting with the integrated video recording in the Binox 4K, and you're able to capture taking down that animal with the scope because of recoil activated video and video recording capabilities. And it's great to have audio as well. You can talk out your field notes, you get sync capabilities for video editing and post-production. It's really, really a great capability, and the video looks great. The picture looks great with the Binox 4K. Up on the upper left, you've got your range. At the top, you've got your compass reading. You've got device status in the upper right-hand corner. Below that, you've got your zoom level. You've got tilt on the right with degrees and a little scale. And then on the left, you've got roll, again, with the scale and with degrees. So there's a lot of data available at your fingertips instantly every time you look through the device. Now, I'm just getting started with the Binox 4K and with its integration with the scopes. So make sure you're subscribed with notifications because I'm going to have more field stories featuring this technology. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget, I've got a full article, a write-up. Check out that first link in the video description. I've got Ultimate Reloader shirts at the Ultimate Reloader store, and I'm on Patreon. Links in the video description. Until next time, happy shooting and happy reloading. Seriously, Luke, if you haven't tried 4K, you don't know what you're missing. Luke? Luke?